Emotions is truly the gateway to liberation. Your individual emotions, especially the ones that feels the most uncomfortable, the most intense, the most charged. For many of us, when we experience a very intense emotion, such as grief or anger or frustration or fear, whether it's triggered by an external event or situation or a person, or it's just innate within us, the first inclination is that we tend to then try to reach for a better feeling. We try to reach for perhaps an emotion of happiness or joy, so that we can sort of move away from the feeling that tends to feel uncomfortable. The unknown is very fearful. It can feel very scary when we are dealing with or standing on the precipice of the unknown, and so we tend to move away from that and move to the known, which is the old comforts, the old ways of being, the old ways of operating. And so when we do experience these intense, uncomfortable emotions, we try and reach for happiness or joy or better feeling state. And in doing so, we deny, we suppress, and we fight, and we resist what is truly happening within our emotional body. That fear, that frustration, that grief, that sadness that is arising and causing discomfort within the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies is actually the gateway to happiness, to liberation, to peace, and to you coming home to yourself. And so, beloved, we're sort of going about this ascension journey in a more delayed way. There's truly no way you can get the path wrong. But when you reach a point of within your ascension journey and your healing journey, whereby you've done all the things you could do, you've changed as much things that you could change, you've acquired as much knowledge that you could acquire. But then you get to a point where even all of those knowledge and ways of doing needs to be surrendered. And instead, one needs to then unfix ourselves, unbecome, let go of the doing, instead do less, be less. So in that moment of triggered emotion, when fear, anxiety, panic, grief, sadness arises within you, beloved, this is the moment where you have the opportunity and the choice to step over the threshold into the unknown. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable, because the body and the mind and the psyche is not used to being on that precipice. But when you allow yourself to be exactly where you are, with no resistance, no fight, no denial, no suppression, and you surrender into that moment without attachment or without attaching or assuming any belief or definition or any meaning to that experience, you allow yourself to remain neutral. You allow then yourself to be informed and to be taught by that experience, by that emotion that is arising. Emotions are not meant to be suppressed or projected. It is meant to be processed and felt and released. And so when you then allow yourself to feel that emotion without attachment, you reach a pivotal threshold. And when you allow yourself to remain in that threshold without trying to move away from it because of the discomfort, you then find that the ultimate result of being in that moment reaches a point of exclamation. You then find and realize that the direct result of surrendering in that moment is happiness, is joy, is liberation, is peace. That moment, that experience, that emotion is designed to liberate you if you are willing to surrender to the teaching, allow yourself to be informed by it, lean into it, lean into the unknown. And all you have to do, beloved, is do less, be less. It's not about becoming anything, it's about becoming less. It's about unbecoming. It is about moving away from the constructed old ways of being so that you can cultivate a new way of being. But this new way of being is your natural essence. It is your natural state. Everything in your life is designed, whether it is your shadow, whether it is the light, it is designed for the same specific goal in mind, to bring you back home, to bring you back to God, to bring you back to love. If you will take a moment in stillness to listen, to receive, and to allow.